back again. What's up, Paulie?
Not a lot. I missed the show and everybody on Resurrection Day, but I was so
Yes.
that was sad. And then I've had a bad week. I've had a bad week.
I think we all have had a bad week.
It's like it's not the worst week I've ever had, but it's close. No one died, but that might have probably made it better. And I know that sounds bad, but yeah. uh, Uncle Sam took a dip in my pool
Oh
uh,
yeah.
for the first time ever, and yeah, it was maddening,
Uh,
maddening. I say,
I don't think you're alone in that. And if anybody in the comments want to say, "Hey, what the hell? Now I have to pay," because this is the first year I've had to pay. So yeah, it was. It was. See, someone said, "Oh, good morning, Kin Ace Brewer, B Movie TV in the house."
boom,
Uh,
boom.
represent. But yeah, put in the comments there, folks, if you had to pay this year, and thanks to IRS, and we just go ahead and throw billions at other places, and they're just
Yeah,
gonna. I think that's what it is. Now we're starting to see like them trying to recoup from the freaking stimulus packages they sent out to everybody. But I don't know about you, Paul. I Nothing changed for me. I still went to work during that whole crazy time.
yeah. Nothing.
The refund back is exactly right, Ken.
Nobody in this house, not a single person in this house's job was affected because of the field everybody's in. They worked
Yeah,
the entire time. There wasn't a lot of customers, but everybody in this house worked the entire time. So I mean, was I grateful for a stimulus check? Yeah, sure. Trump and Biden took care of us, but they can't. Don't ask for it back. Don't be Indian givers. Fucking, you gave it to us, so let us keep it, assholes.
I know they gotta fund other countries apparently, and
I
that's
mean,
a whole mess.
I
Go ahead.
paid it. We got charged enough. They probably had enough money to buy the Ukraine one gun off of just what I sent them. So I mean, hey, you know, and you know what's funny? You have to pay by the tax state. And then I was looking into because it wasn't enough that I couldn't cover, but it was like I wonder if I can make payments. They only let you make payments if you owe like an amount greater than like 10 grand. I looked at my wife. I'm like, if I had 10 grand, I wouldn't be bitching. It's like and then your payment plan says it has to be paid within 30 days. That's not a payment plan. That's a credit card bill.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll give you 30 days. They are the biggest cocksucking assholes on the planet. I'm telling you.
yep,
The
they
only
are.
the only place in the world, mind you, where an accountant is allowed to wear a bulletproof vest and carry a gun. An
Yep.
accountant.
Yeah,
Just say.
yeah. I don't understand this whole shit anyway. I mean, it's you know we all work hard for our money and everything, and it goes to different stuff, and then we get ourselves involved in a war, which apparently we're already. And I saw this on Twitter. Okay, so of course there was a little fact checking going on, but there's word that we do have troops, and Britain has troops over there in Russia fighting right now. So we're actually in a war, but they're not saying we're in a war. That's what I'm hearing. Of course, you can fact check me or whatever and look, but I believe it. So I believe we're already over there doing this. Why wouldn't we? We're already invested in it. And then you have actors and musicians going over there. That's what pisses me off about this whole thing. You have Brad Paisley going over there playing country songs for Ukraine. Then you had a tweet from Mark Hamill saying, I had a good time visiting with the drone operators and all this shit over there in Ukraine. And it's like, why are y'all even involved in this shit? Like, you should not even be over there. Why are y'all over there? So you're
It's
telling me we're not in a war, but yet we got celebrities going over there.
there's a
Doesn't make
band there's a band back in the day who used to write songs about this. They were called the Dead Kennedys. And they used to write songs about how, oh well, this next war, two world leaders discussing how the war was going to go, and they're talking about how, oh, we have to advertise this correctly, and that's kind of like what's going on now. Sending celebrities to the Ukraine, to, it's like advertising, what's going
Yeah.
on over there, like to get everybody on board. And here's my thing: why does everybody have to get on board? The government doesn't do what we want them to anyway, so it's not like it's if we said we don't want you in the Ukraine, they're going to look at us and say, well, we don't care what you want. So I don't know
If
why they're
you,
trying to sell it.
yeah. Well, if you say I don't want to be in a war in Ukraine, you're a piece of shit. If you remember when this whole thing started, there was people like, "What? Why are we over there?" And they're like, "How dare you? Look at all the stuff that's happening over there." And meanwhile, there's corruption all over. I mean, America's hands aren't clean whatsoever in corruption, but you have to have everybody rally around and say, "Yeah, we want this," right? Because we pay their salaries. The people that work and do everything we're supposed to do, they are beholden to us, and they just don't care. They don't care. They do whatever they want to do.
Exactly. And it's like we're like the of the world stage, we're the most important one. Like, what if China woke up tomorrow and was like, oh, these poor guys are having to pay too many taxes. I think we should go over there and help these Americans because they're having a bad time.
Fuck.
And I mean, it's like, what that's no different than what we're doing. I understand that certain stages you have to keep the peace, like in a way, like I don't mean like, do it our way, or you want to try to help, get involved and say, hey, maybe you guys shouldn't do this. But, I don't understand. And see, here's the thing. They want to get rid of, like, here's an example. They want to get rid of TikTok. They want to pass a new law to, protect us, because national secrets of China. For one, there's nothing that goes on in my day that if China found out about is going to hurt the national security
Yeah.
of this country. But why is it that they don't want us using Chinese apps or anything, but yet we're doing business with China on a constant basis to get chips to put in all the automobiles? The government makes it's a contradiction. We don't China's evil, but we'll still work with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't make any sense. This is Joey territory right here.
No, well, that's the thing. It should be in that territory right now. People need to realize, and especially the younger folks that are jumping the bandwagon because their favorite celebrity is endorsing whatever. Okay, they're jumping on that. But did we forget the fucking Patriot Act, where it was under the guise of national security and keeping us safe. So everybody subscribed to it. Now they're trying to do the same shit, and I'm not going to subscribe to it. You already screwed me once. Now you want to screw me again? I'm going to say no, but then everybody else is like, "Why? Why not?" Don't buy into all this, because where does it stop? Where does it stop?
It'll never, and that's what's upsetting with the young people. They're all woke to the wrong things. Like, why don't you wake up to the fact that the IRS is screwing everybody with no Vaseline? And why don't you wake up to the fact that the government is wasting our money? It's like, I don't understand. They want to worry about social stuff. Fine, worry about social stuff, but really pay attention to the stuff that's important. Because you may not be making a lot of money, and you still may
Yeah.
be able to use that 1040 EZ form, and you may still be getting that $200 refund. But Sonny, one of these days, your kids are going to grow up, they're going to move out, and you're going to get slapped with a tax bill, and you're going to go, what the fuck? Like I did. I'm 51 years old. I've never paid taxes in my life. And then I get hit with like this huge amount. It's like, whoa, where'd this come from?
Exactly.
People don't pay attention. It's like, I don't know. I'm not anti-government. I just think they're a bunch of fucking morons. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand their thought process.
I'm all for limited government and different things. That's what I think should happen. And that sounds a little libertarian of me, but that's how I feel. There's certain things they shouldn't have their hands in, because once they get their hands in it, they screw it all up.
Right.
And now, and I want to go back to that term that you used, which I freaking hate. And that's the woke thing. if you use that term, you are more asleep than you ever been. You're not woke at all. You have fed into what they want you to just eat it up, eat it all up, and it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. That's how I feel. Anyway,
But like with the whole Budweiser thing, I know you. I know you and Travis and all you guys are sticking to your paps. But you guys didn't go out and spend thousands of dollars on a beer to destroy it. It's like I sit there and I watch these guys buy all this stuff. I'm like, Budweiser doesn't care. You still bought it. Unless you stole it, someone had to have paid for it. So you're not really hurting them in the end. They're hurting now. Yes, they are.
yeah.
But at the beginning, it was like, don't buy it to destroy it, because you're still putting money in their pocket.
No, I get that aspect of it, and here's what, and I've had many discussions about this, and of course, every podcast in the world has talked about this. But my point to people, they're like, "Well, who cares, right?" Joe Rogan's like, "Who gives a shit?" And he still drinks Bud Light. You don't get it. It's not that they support, the gay community, LGBTQ or whatever. It's not that. They could have put anybody else. They could have put RuPaul on Bud Light and we wouldn't have cared. It's what the guy stands for. He is for puberty blockers and transitioning kids. That is the problem. It's what he stands for.
Yeah, I'm very much against it when it's, let a child grow up. If you're
Exactly.
if you're 14 or 15-year-old starts coming to you and saying, "Hey, I have questions about my sexuality," it's fine because you're in puberty now. You have those questions.
Yeah.
Talk to me. But just, there's no reason they should be teaching, fifth graders about, the difference in sexes, and that's a little too soon, bud. A little too soon.
Well, and it's all around us, really. It really is. It's everywhere. It's in your face. It's everywhere. Fine. But I hate that they're saying like it's not just conservatives that drink beer. Okay, it's everybody. That guy, what he stands for, the people let their voice be heard. We don't want that. We don't want that. We're not going to accept this guy. And Budweiser already had what they lost like 6 billion in sales, and they came out with an apology. And it's like, it's already too late. I don't think they'll recoup from their little stunt. And for that girl to come on, the marketing woman they picked saying, "Yeah, we wanted to get away from frat culture." It's not frat culture. It's not. What is she talking about? Frat boys, they don't really go for Bud Light because it's a little expensive. They drink Natural Light and they drink like the cheap beer, And if everybody takes that and thinks, well, it's just a beer. Yeah, it is. But there's a line and they crossed it. And you got to know who you're marketing to. You're marketing to everybody. What they said is, fuck what you think. And we're going to market this to this type of person, which is fine. It's just that individual. You know what I mean? They could have got any other transgender, whatever. No one would have batted an eye, but it's because of what this guy stands for, and it's all a ruse. That's the thing. This character he came up with, he saw he got the clicks, and now he's sticking with it because he's getting paid.
And I do find it funny that the CEOs and the higher ups threw the marketing lady under the bus. Like, oh, we didn't know about this bullshit. Somehow it got up there, and some fat cat who's up there, maybe the main guy on top didn't, but somebody up there was like, I don't see a problem with it. Fuck it, do it.
Yeah.
So somebody of importance, but they're just throwing the one lady under the bus, which I don't know, but there's some pictures floating around of her, blowing up condoms with frat boys. So it's like, oh, so you don't want the frat mentality that, you probably still to this. Hey, rich people don't go crazy, but they still act like, frat boys and shit when they get together and drink their, Cristal and shit. So I don't buy her bullshit. I don't know because it just says Facebook user, but it says a bullshit apology. And I agree with that.
That's Cody. Cody.
It was total bullshit. And, you guys said, I think on Southern Takeover, something. Know your audience, man. Know your audience. You know,
Yeah.
if Budweiser wanted to do that, there's other brands. They could have threw this transvestite on a can of white claw if they wanted. You know, do find your audience. Don't you know? Hey, I'm not. This isn't a judgment call because I grew up in Georgia. The good old boys do not like to don't like to wear, like people that, or like that Dylan Mulvaney or anything. Like you said, hey, they put that drag race guy on the can. Fuck it. They wouldn't give a shit. Who cares? Hey, the chick from that dude chick from Orange is the New Black is on the can. Let me see that. Man, I can't
Yeah.
believe they
Who
did that.
cares?
But they still drink it. But like you said, this guy celebrating his 365th day as a woman. I mean, where's my wife's can? I'm just saying,
Yeah,
where's my wife's can?
well, that's the thing. Celebrating pretending to be a woman. That's the thing. To be a woman, women are strong. They're givers of life. You have not even experienced being you just you put makeup on and a dress and call yourself a woman. That's what you think a woman. A woman is so much more, so much more. And I think that's another thing that people got mad at. What? Because they're strong women and they help their strong man. That's what makes a great team, right? So you're over here like, I don't know what March Madness is. I've just been hearing about this. And it's like everybody under the sun knows what March Madness is. You got to be completely just stupid not to know what it is. And acting like a bimbo, not a regular one, but acting like a stupid, valley chick or whatever. That's not, it's a play. It's all an act and it's all for clicks. And I'm glad people got mad. People got super pissed and said, fuck you. Because if they did that with Folgers, if they did that with anything, it's not just beer. If they put that Dylan on whatever, then no one would have bought any of that. You know what I mean? You could have put them on anything and no one would have bought, like, fuck that shit.
and then everybody's calling out. Oh, I can't believe you guys are having such a big deal about this, dumb rednecks. I can't. But I was telling you on the phone the other day when we were talking.
Yeah.
Look at the all the people who were mad because people were up in arms over the Budweiser thing weeks ago. They were threatening to beat up and kill people who were playing the Hogwarts game on their consoles.
Yeah.
Because, she doesn't like transvestites. So if you play that game,
yeah.
you're a hater, and someone should run you over with their car. It's like, dude, y'all do the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm a 51-year-old grumpy old man. I don't care who you want to love. You want to love dogs, turtles, cats. I don't give a shit. Love whoever you want. I don't care. You want to? Hey, I feel like a woman. Okay, you feel like a woman. Fine. Do what you do that makes you happy, but don't force things upon other people. And if someone says I don't agree with that and I don't like that, leave them be, because I'm sure you don't like fucking liver and onions, but no one's fucking making you like them. So it's like, why can't we all just do our own thing and get the fuck along? You know what I mean? Just do our own thing.
That's how I feel. Well, we're going to move on. Because everybody's probably, I've heard it to death too. I really have. And it's ridiculous. And that just shows these big companies, hey, watch what you do, because, we're going to make our voices be heard.
Right.
Well, so, oh my God. I had something I wanted to bring. Where the hell is it? Where's my videos? Damn it! Where's my videos? Okay, did you see this or hear the story? Where the hell is it? Okay, I uploaded it. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's not it. And that's not it either. Oh shit. That news story about that cop that shot his sergeant because he thought the sergeant was coming onto him.
The fuck?
Yes. Let's see. Oh, hey Vince. He said people being sunk to by a drink queen, and then it looks on their faces. We're like, what the hell's going on? Yeah, I know. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's a news story, and I have the video. Let me see here. I'm gonna go to my, but yeah, he. I opened the wrong thing. Yeah, his sergeant apparently was coming on to him, and he shot him. I think he killed him. Let's see.
There's a word. There's some words in the English language. There, and you can put them together to make sentences. Like, oh man, no, thank you. I don't go that way. You didn't have to shoot the motherfucker.
Well, you got to hear. You got to hear the 911 call here. Once I figure this shit out, golly, how professional am I today, folks? Oh my god. Okay, so I can't pull it up there. Let me. I'll have to go to fucking YouTube.
Did you upload it?
Yeah, it shows it's in my folder here. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to bring up that story.
Well, now you got to find the. Can't just leave
No,
me
I'm
hanging like
looking. I'm looking. I'm looking. Sorry, it's fast. Oh my god.
It's like moving on. No, I gotta know.
I know. Well, let me figure this out. I don't know what's going on with my Dropbox, and I'm trying to add the video clip in the studio.
Okay.
Sorry, folks. I was partying last night, and things got away from me. Anyway, we'll fill the dead silence with something. I have everybody else's shit in here except for mine. This is nice. This is great. This is so awesome. Oh shit. Oh, nice. Yeah. So I'll pull it up here once I get my shit together. Let's see. Drop in to see. Let's see. Where some teacher took their kids to a school outing to a strip bar. What? Wow. I didn't see that. What's that news story? Anyway.
Well, I don't know if there's a video floating around out there. I don't know. A friend of I'm sure you're. I don't know if you're friends with him, but me and Ken are. I can't pronounce his last name, so I'm not gonna butcher it. But his name's Mark. He's a filmmaker up in Canada, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
He had posted a video the other day of a drag queen, bitching at people, being like, "Why are you taking your kids to have books read to them by by our community? What are you, stupid?" So at least there's people out there in the community that are like smart. Like, you don't bring your children to that
Oh yeah.
you wouldn't take your kid to have a story read by a drug dealer. So why it's like, let children be children. Let them play Mario and fucking Pokemon, and don't let them do their thing. Like, leave the kids alone, man.
Yeah, I don't get it. Let's see. I'm gonna read the story while I'm trying to find the video. Okay. Well, everything wants you to subscribe, right? Okay, here it is. I think. JCC PD officer who shot his sergeant. I thought he was going to rape me. 911 call surveillance and surveillance video shed new light on investigation. This is in Williamsburg, Virginia. Said, I thought he was going to fucking rape me. Those were the words that James City County Police Officer Michael Rusk, excuse me, screamed at the 911 operator shortly after allegedly shooting and seriously hurting. Okay, so he seriously hurt his sergeant.
Okay.
Rusk is facing charges in connection to the January shooting, which investigators initially said happened as a result of a verbal argument after a night of drinking. The 911 call made by the alleged shooter, however, along with surveillance video exclusively obtained by 10 on Your Side, shows another side of the story. Russ' family and lawyers agree the evidence makes a case for self-defense after he says he suffered unwanted sexual advances from his superior officer. What's going on with cops, man?
I don't know.
Gangbangs on one, and this one says he was going to get raped.
Wow. I mean, I understand, if he was like, you know what, I don't want to, I don't swing that way. So, but I don't know. I just can't picture, I don't know. I wasn't there, but it just seems a little excessive. He couldn't have like maced him or just whooped his ass or something. Like, did
I
you necessarily have to shoot him?
I don't know. Yeah, there's so many things you could have done different. So many. Let's see. I'm gonna put officer shot. See, and that's sergeant. That's why we need a producer, folks. I can't do
What?
both. I just can't. I just can't.
Ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen,
hold
Mr.
on, hold on.
Poe cannot multitask.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. What the hell? All right, hold on. We're gonna go here. This isn't easy, folks. I'm telling you, it's not. And also, oh, well, we got someone sharing another story. Hold on, let's finish this. Let's
Well,
finish with your plate right here.
you want to hear you while he's trying to figure it out, ladies and
Oh no,
gentlemen. Oh,
I
okay.
got it. Hold on. All right. All right, here we go. This is the story that caught my attention here. Let me know if you can hear it okay.
Just before a James City County police officer shot his sergeant outside a Williamsburg bar.
Mike Rusk is facing charges in connection to that January shooting, which seriously hurt Sergeant Christopher Gibson. Investigators initially said the two officers got into a fight after a night of drinking. But as 10 side Julie Millay learned, the shooting might have been about much more than a bar fight.
Yeah,
Julie?
Tom and Amy investigators simply said the two officers involved in the shooting were known to each other. Now we're learning what that might really mean. The alleged shooter, Michael Rusk, says he pulled the trigger in self-defense because of unwanted advances by his sergeant. We're about to share exclusive surveillance video and the 911 call from the shooting.
The
which was
911
played for
call is
Michael Rusk's
insane.
family for the first time.
Would you like to hear it?
I'd love to hear it.
For the first time, Jason Rusk is hearing the 911 call his son made in the early morning hours of January 25th.
I got Sergeant Gibson. Do what?
Do what?
I shot Sergeant Gibson. I pulled a gun at him. He's advancing on me. Is he breathing? He's just out.
James City County police officer Michael Rusk called 911 after he allegedly shot his superior officer, Sergeant Christopher Gibson, outside.
Oh, that guy is gay as hell.
The two have been drinking together. Video given exclusively to 10 on Your
Look,
Side.
they're
shows
hanging
the two
out.
officers before this happened.
I got him. Right arm.
He shot him in his.
Okay,
Oh, fucking
right.
right.
Take a deep breath for me, okay? Is he breathing? Is he breathing?
Dear God. This is the
911 call goes on for
by the
just
way.
over 5 minutes. That's when responding officers show up to find Gibson had been shot 3 times, seriously hurt in his stomach and shoulder. Court documents show Gibson told officers Rusk shot him after a verbal argument. But Rusk, his dad, and his lawyers say it was much more than that.
You know, it started to get creepy.
Jason Rusk says his son told him about unwanted attention he got from his superior officer leading up to the shooting, and that he had reported it to others on the force.
There was a year's worth of grooming that had taken place.
Rusk says his son is the victim of unwanted sexual advances and had been. for
How
a long
the
time.
fuck you groom an adult? What the fuck?
The grooming, the previous to the incident assault.
We
I
reached
don't
out
know.
to Gibson several times to ask him about these allegations. He declined to speak with us. We also requested from Jason.
Yeah, because his arm hurts.
A record of any complaints filed against Gibson during his time there. We were denied. The video shows the officers at the bar prior.
Okay, so
I
yeah.
shot Officer Gibson. Like what? What the? Okay, I'm kind of speechless here. It's like makes no sense. I've had gay people come on to me. I didn't stab them. I didn't gut them or anything. It's like, move on, buddy. It's like, what the fuck? You have to. I get they were drunk. Alcohol makes you do strange things.
Yeah,
but it just seems weird that And then of course the mugshot. They show this nice young kid in his police photograph But yet they show his mugshot and he looks like a meth addict because he's got his beard and his hair on his bald spot sticking up like Charlie Brown. It's like, what the hell, man?
Here's my thing that I listen when I first listened to that 911 call. I'm like, this is a police officer. This is the quality of police officers we're getting now.
I shot my kid.
He was trying to rape me. He was trying to rape me. It's like, okay, you're an officer. You're going to run into some more serious shit than someone getting shot in the fucking arm. And I get it. The guy was advanced on it, but you're a grown man. Come on.
And you can't groom an adult, damn it. They just like throwing that word out there. You cannot groom an adult. I'm sorry. Because we're adults. We know everything now at our age. No one can groom me to be a homosexual. I'm 51 years old. If I'm gonna suck that dick, it's gonna be because I chose it, not because someone fucking groomed me. The fuck is wrong with this? I mean, I know it's his son, but it's not grooming, dude.
I don't get it. I mean, this is a police officer. Like, you're calling 911. You sound like a little girl. Like, what's going on here, man?
I mean, what would have happened if he had shot somebody on the street? There was this guy stealing a TV, and I shot him. What? Just calm down. I'm trying. That's like, dude.
I like the operator. He goes, I shot him. I shot me, Sergeant. And he goes, what? I'm like, what?
Oh my goodness. I mean, this should be another example of why you shouldn't drink with coworkers.
Oh, kick him in the balls, man. You don't want to shoot the guy. Like, get off of me.
Oh my God.
I know.
It sounds to me like that father raised a sissy. That's what I hear.
Even though it looks like a fucking mountain man, he's like, yeah, my son was groomed. Like, what? You didn't teach your son to fucking kick ass, dude? I mean, y'all look like badass motherfuckers.
Yeah, I know.
Rape me, Sergeant. Okay.
Yeah, you're killing me.
He was coming for me. Get out of here, dude. Fucking grow up here and fucking start swinging, dude.
Yeah, I know. One kick to the, I don't care if you're straight or gay. One kick to the balls, you're done, buddy.
Dude, we all know you get a swift kick to the Johnson, you're going down.
Yeah.
You are in the dirt.
Yeah. So,
but that's the thing. These are the caliber of people that are going in, and I support our law enforcement. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that sign up. They don't get paid well. But they do the job and they do it right. But then you're getting these new officers, and they're either chicken shit and they don't want to rush in, or they start like sniveling little crybabies. He could have come, officer down. Yeah, I shot him. You know, sergeant down. Yeah, sergeant down. Am I being too critical? I don't think so. Because if I call out, hey, I shot this guy. Why? Because he was trying to rape me. Like, I would be like, he's trying not. I don't even know what's going on. I just shot him in the arm. Get out of here.
Well, at least he didn't kill the deputy.
He was the deputy.
Yeah, the sergeant is the deputy, but he didn't kill him.
I shot the sergeant because he tried to rape me on a deputy. All right.
He's not a sergeant. He's a groomer.
There's Kyle Corbett, my buddy Kyle. He said he's not a good drunk. No, he isn't. Oh my God. I wanted to bring this other thing up. Did you happen to watch Elon sit down with that journalist? Did you see that whole thing, or did you not pay attention to it and you're just waiting for me to bring this shit up?
I'm when it comes to Elon, I don't like to pay too much attention because even though he's rich and powerful, I think he's a dillweed. So I don't really pay attention. And I didn't know journalists still existed.
No. This is getting owned on such a huge level, and it was a guy from the BBC. Hold on, Elon interview with the BBC. What the BBC? Let's see. Okay, I want the actual interview. Let's see. I don't
know why that Joey T guy's in the comments and not on the show.
Well, it's my fault. It really is, because I stayed up a little too late last night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Old Aaron, he stayed up late and partied. And
it was a IRS celebration party you were at?
I was like, yeah, they took money.
Twice.
Let's party down, people. Let's get it going. Hold on.
On that subject, real quick, while you're looking for what you're looking for, don't you find it rude that when we owe and we don't pay on time, we get interest penalties, but they can take 6 weeks to send us a refund and we don't get to charge them any interest? A little fucked up.
Yeah, they're assholes. They can suck on my balls 2 times. All right. Let's get this.
Numbers. Revenue dropped from 4.5 to 3, and expenses from 4.5 to 6, creating a $3 billion negative cash flow situation. And Twitter having $1 billion in the bank. That's 4 months to live. So unless drastic action was taken immediately, this company's going to die. Be owned by the banks.
Let's talk about that drastic action.
Look,
because almost immediately, you sacked a lot of Twitter workers.
Yeah.
And I spoke to them. It was very easy to speak to them when it happened. And the way they said, pretty much everyone said, is that it felt quite haphazard.
It was.
And it felt a little bit
I don't give a shit. It was. Fuck those motherfuckers.
The company's either going to go bankrupt, or if we do not cut costs immediately, this is not a carrying and carrying situation. It's like if the whole ship sinks, nobody's got a job.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing. Almost all the people that he let go were not doing a goddamn thing. They were drinking coffee. They were blocking people because they didn't like the speech. Good for him. I'm glad he fucking did that. They weren't doing anything.
Well, he merged it with something, with a company, something X. So Twitter Inc. doesn't exist anymore. He merged it with some other thing. It's got a new company name, something or other now. I don't care if he fired people. It's his company. I mean,
but yeah, exactly. And I like this answer. I know a lot of people don't like Elon, but there's some things I like about him, some I don't. But look at this so-called journalist. If you could see right there in his little hand is a phone. Did you ever see papers in front of like Walter Cronkite or any of the other? This guy is not a journalist. He's just reading off his phone. This is the quality of people interviewing people. They got their fucking phone.
I mean, if he wants to be high tech, at least he could have done was get himself a nice big tablet to, not a little phone. Get your 10-inch screen tablet out.
Yeah, but what that shows me, is that this is not an original thought in his head. These are not questions in his head.
Oh, he's being fed that stuff.
Oh, yeah. So let's go back to the interview, shall we?
Yeah, but a lot of people just lost their jobs like that. And they weren't. They didn't even know they'd lost their jobs often. They were just frozen out of their accounts.
What would you do?
Well, you might want to give someone some notice. By the way, I'm not running Twitter, but this is the criticism, and this is what staff members say. A little bit of notice,
No, I understand. If you have 4 months to live, 120 days. In 120 days, you're dead. So what do you want to do?
How much are you worth?
What? Don't answer the question.
I mean, we're talking about around the $200 billion mark. I mean, it's not quite. You're framing it in a way that you know, it had a few months to live. You're quite a rich man.
I sold a lot of Tesla stock to.
All right, where's the part where I like where he owns the idiot?
Do you have a message for the advertiser? And can you say which?
Let's see. Hold on.
I think he already owned them once.
I was acquitted by the.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
I think at the end of the day, it should have been done. I think where's
that one part?
We've made a lot of improvements even since that was made open source, and we're going to keep doing it. So overall, I think the trend is very good. So
look, the clip that I wanted to show is when he was like, the hate speech and all this, and he's like, well, give me an example of the hate speech that you've seen. And he goes, well, don't do that. He sounded like Hugh Grant. He couldn't answer anything. He's like, well, not me personally, but you know, these people. And yeah, his phone down. Yeah. Put his phone down. Let's see. John's brain implants. His phone down.
I see lots of hate speech on Twitter, but he was going for a more, I could tell the British guy was trying to lean more towards a conservative hate speech. And I hate to bust his bubble, but there's liberal hate speech on there too. It's not,
there's
everybody's hating on each other. So, you know.
Well, and that's what Twitter has always been until they got that lady in charge out there, and she totally messed it all up, and they were blocking people and everything, and they were trying to make something. Here's the thing with all this stuff that's going on, right? Where people want to shut down certain people from talking and all this stuff. If you don't subscribe to what they're talking about, just walk away and go to someone that does speak your language, right? That's what this is all about. But once you start suppressing one side, when's to say you're going to stop? And when is it going to come for your side?
Every single idiot out there that I think is the dumbest piece of rock, and I can't stand anything they say, I still want them to be able to say it. That's the way the world is. I don't agree with a lot of shit, because hell, I only go to Twitter for porn, so I don't even know what the fuck's going on there except for titties and money shots. But it's like, I mean, it could be the stupidest thing in the world, and I could be like, why are you going on about this? But they have a right to go on about it. Just like I've been seeing some tweets from this conservative company who wanted to do an ad for the Super Bowl, and they weren't allowed to because the networks were like, man, this is too conservative. And I say, okay, that's bullshit. Just take their fucking money. It's not like, it's like, dude, why do you gotta? Nobody should be stifled. And I hate to say it, but the white supremacists should still be able to say what they want. The group, the fucking Nazis, they should be able to say what the fuck they want. Let people like me with half a brain decide for myself what I want to believe and what I don't want to believe. It's not your job to be my mom or dad. So fuck off. I don't care what people have to say. I don't. You know what I mean?
In that same instance, there's people that should be able to voice like, yeah, I do support, puberty blockers and all that stuff, even though we don't like that speech at all. I mean, it's their right to say it, right? And it's our right to disagree, which I wholeheartedly disagree with that. Leave kids alone and let them grow up. But for them to say, excuse me, for them to say, oh, that's racist and that's misogynistic and hey, then don't listen. Don't listen.
Yeah, if my neighbor's gay, I don't care. If he wants to talk about how he hates heterosexuals, I don't care. The next thing you know, I'll be on the phone. My neighbor tried to rape me and I shot him. So, Yeah. He tried to get me.
Yeah. It's insane the world we live in right now. I never thought all the stuff that's going on. And of course, everything that's coming out now with everything. I mean, it's going to get interesting in this next year because there's more and more stuff coming out that there was incentive programs for hospitals and private practices to give out the COVID shots and all that. So, you know what I mean?
Right.
It wasn't to. It was under the guise of it's for your safety, but yet they're getting a cash incentive of how many people they get, to do that. And it's coming out. Everything is.
Right.
And I knew it would. And, I know we're lied to on a daily basis from the government and from everything. And yes, they're all right. If too much, we can't know everything, because if they threw everything at us, we couldn't handle it. I mean, our favorite team wins a championship, and we go to the streets and set shit on fire and turn cars over. It's like, imagine if they told us everything. But I do want to know, when it comes to my personal choice of things, I want to know the whole story. Don't just feed me bullshit. Let's get this done, and let's talk about it.
Exactly.
Because there's always a second opinion, right? That's what they tell you. Go to your doctor for a second opinion. If you don't like what your doctor said, you can go to another one. That's our right to do. So, but
as for Elon firing people, I'm sure Twitter didn't have any kind of corporate policies or anything like that. Like, if you work at a business where they're not allowed to fire you on the spot, or you're supposed to get a severance or something, that's on the individual companies. As far as him firing people, I don't like the dude, but it's his right to fire people. I mean, if you bought the company, there's nothing keeping you from firing these people, then why not? Twitter was never profitable to begin with. People want to be the boohoo, but he knew. That's why I don't think he's as smart as he thinks he is, because he bought a company that's not profitable, and it's still not profitable. It's like he should have just stepped away. He should have never opened his mouth. So, for once, he's not going to go broke. So anybody out there hoping he's going to be broke by next week, it's never going to happen.
He's got a lot of money.
But this is a prime example, the first time publicly that a rich person stuck their foot in their mouth. I think eventually he's either going to sell whatever's left off of the company, or it's just going to slowly fizzle out. But I don't think he should have bought it. He should have just, ridiculed the company and treated them like crap. But, to buy them, I think that was a stupid move. I just think it was a stupid move.
And I'll disagree with you on that. I really think I'm glad that he did. I'm glad he bought it, and I'm glad he shined a light on what was going on, because people are like, well, who cares? It's Twitter. No. It shows what YouTube is doing. It shows what Facebook is doing. All these social media companies are doing the same thing. And I'm glad he showed that. He did. Yes, was it stupid of him to buy it? Maybe, but I don't think so. I think that was a good thing that he bought Twitter. And even when he said, he's like, you only have 4 months to live. So why am I going to keep all these people that all they do is drink coffee and play video games, and they don't do anything? If you go to like TikTok and stuff, there's this one girl, she's like, a day in the life of me working at TikTok. So I get up in the morning, and then I get my coffee, and then I go into work, and then it's break time. And it's like, what? Like, they're not even working. She wasn't even working. She's hanging out on the roof of the headquarters, having mimosas and shit. It's like these people weren't working. They don't work. All they get to do is have that badge saying, hey, look, I work for TikTok, or I work for Twitter. And they don't even work. They're just there. And they have probably just a little job to do each day. And they do it. And then the rest of the time they get to play and have fun. And, while the rest of us are working. And then I don't like something, and I post it on Twitter, and like, oh, hate speech or whatever. And then it was something about something that wasn't even hateful,
See, those are the things. These are the things that always get my goat. Guys like me and Joey, the Tin Hat Society, the stuff that was released by Elon when he took over. Me and Joey have been spouting that shit off for years.
Dude,
about losing control of it. It's like, and you know what? There's people out there to this day who still think that Musk made up all that shit. The CIA don't control this, the FBI don't control it. It's Elon was just making shit up. So even though he bought the company and released the truth, there's probably the huge chunk of the population still don't believe it. It's like, unless fucking Bigfoot slaps you in the face with his cock, no one's gonna believe he exists. You know what I mean? It's like,
Well, and refer to the Near Two Wells episode when we talked about Bigfoot. It is confirmed that he has a BBC, so that's a one hell of a slap.
so it's like, I get upset when people have been calling me crazy and a nut job for years, and then the stuff I was talking about ends up being true. And then you're like, see, I told you. Well, no, man, you were just being crazy. It's like no one wants. People don't like to admit when they're wrong. I'm the first guy to say, "Oh, goddamn, I fucked up," but nobody else likes to fuck up or likes to admit they fucked up. It's like, come on, man, we're all wrong sometimes. Jeez.
I know, yeah, but I think a lot of common sense isn't around anymore. If you watch all the stuff that you see on TV, and I pay attention to a lot of crap, and I see a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like the common sense, like what the hell is going on here?
All right.
This isn't normal. And then someone's like, no, this is great. And it's like, no, it is not. It's not great. It's not great where a guy says he's a woman in an MMA ring and breaks a woman's orbital wall because he's a man, baby. I mean, that's what it was.
Yeah, that right there. Look, you can be the most feminine guy in the world and want to be a woman so bad, but you cannot change your muscle structure. You can't change your athleticism. If you could freaking hit with the force of a Mack truck, it's not going to change because you're, got some boobs on your chest and you had your wacky whack cut off. So, this is another contention I have with people. I don't think transvestites, any of those transitional people, should be. If you're a man but you want to be a woman, you still have no business in women's sports. You just don't.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do stuff, go ahead, but don't say that you're allowed to be in that, because you're not. That's not that. That's why there's weight classes in boxing and in MMA. There's weight classes because you can't put a welterweight against a heavyweight. He'll be murdered. He will be murdered.
Exactly. and look, here's what really pisses me the fuck off. We live in a society where a fat, bald loser can create a fucking a slapping fucking organization where men slap each other like a bunch of bitches, but yet nobody's got the balls enough to create a league of sports for transvestites and transsexuals. If I had millions of dollars, I'd start it because there's an audience for it, but let them compete against each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying.
I just sound like a bitter old man, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's fine. We're all bitter old men, and we're old heads. What they say, the kids call us old heads. Like, get out of the way of thinking. This is the new way, and it's like, no, not really. It's the thing about it is it's a new way to rebel. You know what I mean? And that's what youth always has done and always will do. It's the same thing. It is. It's the same thing. I mean, how many of your friends, in high school, they were like athletes and stuff, and then they have kids and their sons in computers, but they wanted them to do exactly what they did. Like, I want him to, he's going to rebel and he's going to go and he's got his own mind. He wants to do his own thing.
Right.
Some people don't fall into that category. Like, I wasn't an athlete whatsoever. I mean, I played a little basketball and stuff, but my youngest son, he's just, he's amazing at sports. He does fantastic. And it's like, I did not groom him for this. Like, he just does it. I didn't shove it in his face. Could have easily walked out of the living room and not watched football with us or baseball, but he liked it. He likes being outside. He loves what he does. More power to him.
Next time you're going to describe something like that, just say, hey, I didn't force my kid. Don't say you tried to groom your son. That didn't sound good.
I didn't groom him for sports.
But no, I get it. I mean, but hey, your son might be working on a ticket to college on somebody else's dime with all that sports playing.
I can't afford that shit.
And if your kid, like that, see, I get upset with the parents that, like you said, they were an athlete all their life, but their kid wants to play video games and do computers, and then they get mad at them and they treat them like, call them names like what a wussy, what a nerd. It's like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Because one day your kid's gonna freaking buy your house, buy your car, and kick you out because those computers made them some money. Let your kids be your kids. I always I always told myself, and when I had kids, I did exactly what I told myself. Let them do what they want to do. If my kid wants to do A, B, and C, and I don't want him to, let him do it. He's either going to like it or he's going to realize he shouldn't have. I'm not going to make, if my son was gay, I'd be like, well, I don't care. I just let them be what they want to be.
Exactly. Let's see, Joey. Poe, you're not sporty. I would have thought you were. No. Said that, Cody, the near Wells grooming service at your service. No,
when I read that, I'm like, is this where I take my dog? Because technically, when you groom something, you're brushing it. So this whole, oh, he was grooming my son. Like he was brushing his hair. That is kind of gay. So I mean, I don't know.
Vincent said he thought Elon bought it for tax write-off. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. And then the big thing right now is the document leaks or whatever. I don't think a 21-year-old did that. I just don't think he did.
Is he admitting to doing it, or
no? They're saying he did it. They have him under arrest and all this 21-year-old, and then they're saying that he's a Trump supporter, racist, whatever. And it's like, well, how did you? I like what I saw on Twitter. I forgot who said it. It's like, how did you hire someone like that, knowing they are like that, and give them special security clearance, which is horseshit.
If the government knows you have ties to like white supremacy, yeah, they'll still let you in the military, but they're not going to give you secret clearance. I mean, if I've ever been in rehab for a marijuana problem, I am not allowed to buy a gun. So I'm pretty sure if the state of Wisconsin and the federal government, hey, you have an addiction to marijuana, you can't have a gun. But this guy's got ties to white supremacy. Here, who shot JR? It's right in there. Here, go.
Who shot JR?
It's like, no, I think
it was a dream.
I think unless he comes out and says he did it, I think he's a patsy.
He is. No, he's 100% a patsy. They're trying to cover up something. And then, people are finding out that we're more involved in the Ukraine thing than we thought, which I pretty much figured we would. I'm not surprised about that. But, they're punishing these people for leaking documents, and it came out that Snowden, there's a lot of stuff with the Snowden thing coming out too, that he's not what they said he was. You know what I mean? Like he was sharing what the Patriot Act was doing, and he's like, hey, they're watching you guys. They're like really watching everybody. And then they're like, arrest him. He's a traitor. And it's like, no, he's sharing the truth. Like, people need to know this. Whenever you're using something, you need to know. You need to know everything.
When Snowden did what he did, I thought there would be massive change, and nothing happened.
No, nothing did.
That's what I'm saying. So, what's going on in the Ukraine, those documents, I don't know. I mean, did you hear about the Secret Service last week? Some citizen found the itinerary of Biden out on the street because the Secret Service lost the papers. It's like, really?
What is with the document? They keep finding documents everywhere. They found it in Ireland. They found his itinerary. It's like, have you people not heard of like folders? I mean, what's going on here?
When I was a kid, Meade made this thing called the Trapper Keeper. Maybe Meade needs to bring those Trapper Keepers back and sell them to the government.
I think so. They keep losing documents and finding them in places. It's like, we found a document about, JFK was left in the bathroom. It's like, Chili's in Ohio. It's like, what are y'all doing?
But every document that's found is kind of like common sense stuff. Like, I want them to, why isn't there someone in the Pentagon who can throw out some of these UFO documents and shit? Like, give us something good. I don't care about Biden's itinerary. He's going to go eat ice cream and take a nap. That's all I mean, I don't need to know that.
It was a rookie.
We're fighting against Russia and using the Ukraine as. Of course we are. You're
Yeah.
blind if you don't see that. So
No.
documents like, oh my god.
I can just picture he's new to Secret Service. He has okay, don't lose this paper, okay? All right. And then a strong gust of wind takes it. He's chasing across the parking lot at Walmart, like me and my receipt. He's trying to stomp it. Like, oh, it got away.
Oh my
what
god.
is going on here?
I know.
Keep it. Look, stop taking documents from inside the building. Like, read them inside the building. What are y'all doing taking them home? What are you doing with boxes of it at Mar-a-Lago? I mean, he's like, I just want to, read documents while I'm watching NCIS or something. It's like, just read them there. Why are you?
Yeah, but yet we have the most secure government in the world. Yeah, we can't even keep No one, they're letting people take documents out of an office. Now, don't take this home with you. Oh, okay.
Why? Stop taking documents. Leave the documents in the damn filing cabinet, will you? Stop taking. This is my message to the government. I know they're listening. Take documents home, okay?
Yeah. Now,
don't people have private servers in their house, okay? Like, just do everything. What are those buildings there for? Just looks?
Well, speaking of documents, I got one for us. I'm gonna put it up here.
Share your document.
Yeah, it's a steering wheel chart, and I wanted to match up the guys who are associated with Dognut Media, where I think their hands are. So here's the picture, okay? So right up front in that red douchebag circle, that's where Poe puts his hand.
Yep. No, 100%.
Travis and Cody, I kind of have them in between the truck driver. They either do it truck driver style or they do it farmer style. I do race car driver style.
Okay.
And Joey T is straight up 110% dad handing it, because that guy is a dad through and through. So that's so if I'm wrong, these guys could tell me. But see, you already admitted you're the douchebag.
Oh no, I always have my hand up on there.
So now unfortunately I can't give you where our good buddy Rob would be, because that motherfucker does nothing but walk. So Rob, I didn't leave you out on purpose. It was just impossible to put you there. So that's what I think of, so that's what I really think of the people who work here at Dognut Media.
I think Tyree.
Tyree, I figured was probably the truck driver.
Yeah. I've seen him drive. Yeah, but me, I'm totally the douchebag, I guess. Of course, you'd be a race car driver, Vincent.
Hey man, I, when we went to the Green Bay Packers game, and here I am in my Sonata, and there's a guy in a freaking RS Camaro in front of me, and we were screwing around, and he took off, and I took off, and I've never seen my wife hold on to that shit bar so hard when I had my Sonata at 124 miles an hour. So yeah.
Don't you transport people? Don't you transport people?
Yeah, I pick up special needs adults and take them home. But I don't drive 124 miles an hour with them. No. I only drive like an ass when I have my wife in the car. Because if something happens to her, no big deal. But anybody, I don't drive like that with other people in the car.
That makes me feel so safe.
Yeah. Hey, mental note to anybody, if they ever hang out with me and you're like, hey, let's go so and so place. Okay, who's driving? Don't let me do it, because you'll shit your pants.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. I can just see them. They're just like sitting in the chair, like, God damn. Gotta get them dropped off.
My wife hates when I drive. She's always reading her phone because she doesn't want to see what I'm doing. Hey, it's not easy living with me. So
yeah, me either. Oh my god. Well, I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover. Unfortunately, I couldn't pull up that damn thing on time, but that's fine. That video of he was gonna rape me.
So no dumb president this week?
No, I don't have a video, but lick the world. I guess we should lick the world. Let's get it done and lick the world.
He was thinking of ice cream. See,
I-
he was thinking of that ice cream. He couldn't wait. I hope Jill's got my pistachio ready.
The world is chocolate chip, and let's lick it. Let's lick the world.
Back in 1872, my great grandfather helped bring the stones that built this Irish church behind me now. Like, fuck off! I don't care what your ancestors did.
He did. No, he is. Oh my God, he's so horrible. He's a fucking idiot. Like that story he shared. He's like, and my dad, he dropped me off, and I saw two men holding hands, and they kissed, and I said, "What's up with that?" And my dad said, "Joe, they're in love." And it's like, really? Back in that time, your dad, and there's a lot of words he used, but not that.
No.
He did not say we're in love. No,
Quit looking at those queers, Joe. Quit looking at those queers. That's what he said. Because I know people from that generation, and they didn't use the fag word, but they would have been, they're queer. You don't talk to the queers.
No, there's no way at that time, even if they were gay, they would be holding hands and kissing on the street. They would
have got arrested by the sheriff.
Exactly. And like, what are you boys up to? Yeah, he's such a liar. He's like, I kind of grew up in Puerto Rican way of living in my household. And it's like, Joe, shut up. You did not.
Okay.
Did not.
my grandmother's dad was from Spain, and my grandmother's mom was of Central American Aztec Indian descent. And I'm telling you right now, Puerto Ricans, the Latin people, they're not going to live a lifestyle where, oh, it's okay to be gay. They're in a culture that's no good, man. So, I don't know. Biden's an idiot. I'm sorry, he's an idiot. 100%. And that's the one credit I will. That's one. I don't give a lot of credit to Trump, but I'll give him this. That motherfucker never sat around and talked about his dad. Oh, my dad and he didn't. All he talked about was himself. So at least he didn't have to hear those. At least he wasn't trying to lie to us and win us over about some heartthrob story. His dad, Joe Biden's dad, probably whooped his ass all the time. Shut up, Joe.
Yeah, you're a disappointment. No, but that's the thing. He's just pandering. That's what they do best. Is they are pandering, and he's trying to. And they built this church, and I don't believe any words that come out of his mouth.
No,
any. And then they showed that video of him coming out in Ireland, and everybody in Ireland's just waving the American flag and screaming and saying, yay. And it's like, yeah, you like him because he's probably giving you all money. That's why you like him so much. He's not giving us money.
No. And it seems like everything that's happened in this world, Biden's been involved. Like, really?
I know.
The next thing you know, back when the Mayflower was making its trip across the Great Pond, my grandfather was down there. One of my ancestors, he was keeping the decks clean, and so if it wasn't for him, the ship might have sank. No, your ancestor, if he was on the Mayflower, he was serving ice cream. That's what he was doing.
He was an ice cream man.
falling off bicycles because there's no. Look, I'm not gonna. People are like, you should respect the president, and I respect the office, but I don't have to respect the dude in there if he shows there's no need. The way he acts, you know what I mean? At the beginning, Trump was acting presidential. Towards the end, it got a little weird. But at first, he was trying to be, he was trying to be the president of the United States.
It got a little weird.
Biden has been in office for so long. I'm surprised he even knows where the Oval Office is. But Biden is the only guy, I think, right now on the planet who could sit in the corner of the Oval Office.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the video? He was trying to go in somewhere, and these military guys. Did you see that?
No, but I can tell this is going to be funny.
And there's military guys open the door and they let some guys in, and then he's coming up and they tell him no, and they close the door. It's like, that's the president? Like, what are you doing? Like, what? It just shows he's just there. He's just a warm body, and I just think he's just the most horrible president ever in the history of America. He just is. I'll never forget when he told Trump that when they were debating, he's like, "Come on, man, you're the worst president." And it's like, well, you showed him you are the worst president. You've done nothing for us. You've screwed us over. It's just terrible. Unemployment is up and everything's up.
I don't look forward to the freaking election. I mean, for humorous and fodder for the show, I'm like,
yeah.
there. But in reality, after the funniness is over and the reality sets in, I'm just going to be depressed. It's like,
well, here's the thing, and I was talking to a guy at work about this, where we talk about everything, kind of like what we do here, and we were talking about it, and I said, you know what, this is just a prediction, but I think the two parties who they're going to pick is Republican side is going to be DeSantis and the Democratic side is going to be Gavin Newsom. I think those two are going to go head to head for the next presidency. And that's something to think about, because really and truly, I think people need to pay attention to these guys, what policies they're saying they're going to do and all this, because we've seen how Florida is, right? In Florida, yes, there's some stuff I'm not on board with that DeSantis is doing over there right now. But they're thriving, right? They're thriving. They're making money. They're staying open. They're doing everything. California, and I haven't been in these places. Okay. I haven't been to California. All I can comment on is what they show me. What they've shown me in California, it is a massive, like the big cities, especially LA, is a massive shithole. They got people living on the streets in tents. There's homeless people taking dumps everywhere. There's violence and crime through the roof. So, and we got California friends. If they can rebut that, I would love it. I would love this for them to say, yeah, they're blowing it way out of proportion, because I've been in that situation where I lived in Del Rio, and I told people I did, and it's close to the border, and they're like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. What are you talking about?" They're like, "Yeah, the cartels are everywhere." I was like, "That's the news blowing it up bigger than it is." But please tell me, because we got Joey in Philadelphia up in there, and he's like, "Yeah, it's a shithole. Like, it's insane. Needles are everywhere and all this stuff." So we have someone that has their eyes on it, right? So if anybody in California, I know Ken's out there. I mean, if you can shed some light on it for us just a little bit, because I would trust him more than I do CNN and any other news outlet. Tell us if it is. I mean, if that's accurate. But if that is, why would you want to vote for Gavin Newsom if he doesn't even take care of his own state? Right. He's governed. He's doing his little tour, and he's not even in his own state. And his state is, from what I gather, is in shambles. Everything's sky high. It's just a mess. It's like Escape from LA. That's what I think when I see, photos and videos from California. So
I'm not a fan of Newsom. I mean, I'm not, because like you said, from everything I've heard of that, like you said, I haven't been there, but I don't think I don't like him. But on the other hand, I don't like DeSantis either. I don't like, there's a lot of stuff he's done. Like, okay, people get mad because he wants to, he made that bill so you can't talk about, homosexuality and stuff with, 5-year-olds. Okay, I'm okay with that. But like with the abortion thing, and this is my stance on the whole damn thing. I 110% am totally against abortion. I think everything deserves a shot at living. And if you don't want to keep it, there's people out there who would love to raise this child. So I'm 110% against abortion. But I don't feel I have a right to tell a woman what to do with her body. And I'm not going to judge somebody who's had one. I'm not gonna, so if you want to call me a fence sitter, that's fine. But I'm against it. Don't approve of them. But it's not my choice to make. I can't have a baby. Yeah. So that's I know a lot of people, their stance is either or. and I kind of am on both sides, but that's just how I am. I'm just
there has to be a line. There's a line, right? You have to have a line somewhere. Like, okay, if you're going to do this, like in New York, you can have an abortion up until birth, right? Like you can even give birth to the child, and they're like, well, they don't want it, so it's just going to sit here and die, right? Or they're going to euthanize it, whatever they're going to do. So there has to be a line somewhere, right? With the whole abortion thing. So I can't give too much of an opinion on it because I'm not in that mindset. I don't think, I'm a man, so I'll never be in that mindset. I will never have to make that kind of decision.
Right.
But I do think if you get pregnant by someone and the guy is involved and you're dating or you're together and you decide to do that, I think, hey, there should be a conversation, right? If the guy's like, I want it, but the woman's like, well, it's going to stretch my body out. And well, there's ways to prevent that from happening. There just is. Condoms, the Plan B or whatever, the after morning pill, all that stuff. If you just ignore it and then all of a sudden, oh, look, I'm pregnant, it's like, well, but I don't have a dog in that fight because I don't really, you know what I mean? That's how I feel about the whole thing. I don't like it, but I mean, again, who am I to say? Because I wouldn't have to make that choice. But a woman can say, no, I'm totally against that because they had babies or you know what I mean? They have more of a say-so in it than I do. And I agree with what you said. So,
I mean, there's other factors that I do look at from time to time, like, they don't want people to have abortions, but they also, we don't want to help all these poor families because they're a burden on the system. It's like, well, if you would let her have an abortion, it wouldn't have been. You know what I mean? There's an argument. Everybody has a valid argument. I have my beliefs and I have to stick by those. I think every life deserves a chance, and I just, but I'm not gonna stand outside with a sign and yell at women going into the Planned Parenthood. I'm not gonna do that.
Like, what are you doing? Come on. Mahoney said, John, what is it? How do you say that last name? I don't even know.
Kasich.
Kasich. Oh, John Kasich, president, former governor of Ohio. I lived in Ohio during his tour. Oh, okay. See, so people have someone they want, but I'm telling you right now that my prediction is those two are going to be running. Those two.
Jerry Springer was a mayor, so Jerry Springer has knowledge. He should run for president.
No.
And the vice president can be his dude Steve. That's what I'm saying. Hey, I'd run for president, but I don't want my browser history being made public, so I can't run. I can't run.
And so Paul's candidacy ends here.
Yeah,
it's not going to go any further.
Yeah. I mean, it might get me. It might get. In some circles they may be like, "Oh, this is the guy we want," but there's a very small circle. So,
yeah, I'd vote for you.
Well, that would be the stupidest thing you've ever done.
Agree to disagree on that statement, but
my first rule is executive order 125. Everybody tonight must go home and have a golden shower.
Nice.
So yeah.
Okay, maybe I won't vote for you. Joey T for president. I don't know. Joey T would want that.
No. And what kind of guy who's his age as a teenager listened to Frank Sinatra? Like I said, there's something wrong with a teenager who listens to Frank Sinatra. So I don't know if I want him to be president. There's something wrong with that man.
He just likes good music, I guess. I don't know. Paul for president.
Joey wants to have. Joey wants golden showers.
Oh my God! Well,
morning brew, the Pornhub edition.
Pornhub edition. Oh man! Well, I don't have anything else, and I love doing this and just talking bullshit and getting opinions. Good stuff. Good stuff. Before we leave, of course, we got my co-host here. He's got a Grandpa's playlist. Go check it out.
Yes.
On Spotify.
How I need numbers.
He needs them. Pump the numbers up. And of course, he's in the chat. We got Father Mahoney's House of Horrors. Check his show out. They did a fantastic show last week, and I thought it was great. It was a round table, 3 hours long, but I produced it, and everybody kept apologizing to me. I'm like, I was actually intrigued. Like, I wasn't bored. I was just sitting there listening to these guys talk. Troy and William, they did a fantastic job, and of course Rob, and they had fun. There's a lot of laughs in that episode, so go check that out if you're a fan of Friday the 13th. I know everybody and their mom's done it, but you know what? I thought they did a fantastic job, and it was a little different. They did like a countdown, you know what I mean, of the worst to the best. So it's a good episode. And of course we got our boys at the Backwoods Horror Show, Cody and Travis. So check them out at their YouTube channel. And they had Rob on the last time. So yeah, it was fun. That was a good show. I'm trying to think what was that one about? I forgot. I got
that Gunnar Hansen
campfire.
Yeah.
It was a good one. So Joey T, stop hating on Frank. Frank is the best.
Damn crooner.
And of course, Near Do Wells and Near Do Wells Morning Brew. Check us out. We'll be back next Sunday, and hopefully, I don't party hardy too much, and we can kind of do it a little bit earlier. I know I tried to do it around like 9.
9, yeah.
Yeah, so we're a little bit late today. And
are you and Ty going to be on this week?
I'm hoping, yeah. I think we will be. I think we will be on Tuesday. So I still have to come up. I have to come up with a subject or something. I don't know what we're going to do. We might just bullshit and talk about things. I'm not sure what yet. Of course, it'll be about as professional as this.
I'm actually interested, even if it's just a small portion, I'm interested in the whole dog thing that Tyree was doing a couple months back. I'm kind of interested in, what that's all about. Like, what's he training? And,
like hunting and stuff.
Yeah. I'd like to hear him, even if it's 10, 15 minutes, but I'd love to hear what he does, with the dogs and stuff. I find that I'm a nature guy. I thought, Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom I used to watch that. My nerd ass would sit at home and watch it. So I would like to know what he does when he goes and helps his family do the things with the dogs.
Yes. You know what? We'll do that. We'll get insight on hunting and stuff. Maybe more people will watch that instead of us just being jackasses. We can actually educate some folks. So I'll talk to him. I want to see him later on today. We'll get something going.
All right.
I know I'm forgetting some. What am I forgetting? What am I forgetting? Of course, B Movie TV. We support B Movie TV here in this house.
We need a banner. We need to upload a banner of the B Movie logo. So when we talk about it, we can throw it up there. We need that, and we need some like father like daughter and stuff to promote too.
I know. Well, go to Tubi. Like father like daughter's out.
Doug's
Death Park
Trash Juice.
Huh?
The Death Park the end, and Doug was Trash Juice.
Yeah, check all those out, and there's a bunch of cool stuff, and I know we got some more stuff coming up this year from the Livid Media folks, so definitely check out what they got going on. I know I said it before, zombie rage.
That's going to be, and I think it's Mary's brother. I think it's her brother, Keith Johnson. I think he did. He's the music that he's done for it. Watching the trailer makes me so excited to see the rest of the movie and have to hear the soundtrack because it's got that old, Italian zombie sound.
Yeah, it does.
And it's like, it's awesome. It sounds really fucking good. I'm excited. I can't wait.
I know there's another one coming out. I'm not going to mention the name yet, but he's working on it, and I think it's going to be it's going to be awesome. And I just don't want to spoil it or say something I'm not supposed to say. But I know what another thing he's working on, which is it's not a horror movie. It's more of like a B action type thing. And I love the name of it. And he's working on more than just horror, folks. So stay tuned on that.
Are you talking about our fellow friend Aaron Hawkins?
Oh, we can talk about his stuff.
Well,
No, I'm talking about Ken's stuff.
Oh, the other one. Oh, the one after Zombie.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm excited for that one too. I can't say nothing.
Yeah. We got behind the scenes access. We just want to spill the beans until the man says to. So follow him on social media. Of course, YouTube, B Movie TV, or actually go to Live in Media as well, and you'll stay up to date with everything they're doing. And Aaron Hawkins working on Doomsday, getting that going. Of course, check out the movie he's already made, Evil Lurks. I know we talk about to death, but why not? It's a good hurt. It's a good flick. Go check it out on Tubi, Apple, and I think golly, so many. So check out all that, and of course our good buddy Morgan. He's a big supporter of all of us. Great human being. He's working on Elvira, Mistress of Midnight, but Elvira on the Run. Get your Blu-rays, get your DVDs. Get a hold of him. Get a hold of him.
Yep, buy his stuff. And then there was something else I wanted to bring up, but now I draw a blank because I'm old. So I was going to plug something, but I can't now. If I remember it all, I'm getting old. Alzheimer's, man. Alzheimer's.
Well, and next Sunday I'll try to reach out to some people. Maybe we'll get a guest on here or something other than me, you, and Joey T. So, but yeah, if I forgot anything, I apologize. I know everybody supports us, and we appreciate that. And we'll see you on the next Morning Brew. Grandpa, you got anything else?
I'm having a Biden moment, so I'll just flubble, flibble, flabble until next week. Remember, folks, eat your ice cream, get training wheels for your bike, and lick the world, my friend. Lick
the world. That's what we're going to leave you with. Lick the world, everybody. And we'll see you next time. See you during the week on the other various shows that we do. So have a good Sunday. We'll see you later.